Hello friends, I'm sure you must have come across the word called module in Python. In this video I would explore what module consists of and how we can make use of it. So right now over here you can see that I have a file called mymodule.py. If I show you the Explorer window, so you can see over here this particular file is what called mymodule.py. So what is this module file? Well, module in Python is a file which is also a Python file that contains only functions, or even it can contain class. In this video I'm exploring more about the file, the function in the module part. In the next video I will talk about the class in module. So currently in this particular file I have got two functions. One is called get user input and other one is to perform a task. So if you look at the function definition over here, so you will find that this particular function has got a body over here which is responsible for taking user input, and then it will return those numbers which the user has given as input. Similarly, this particular function, if you look at the declaration over here, it has got a couple of parameters. That means this function is supposed to receive the parameters, and based on which it will perform one addition operation. Okay, so let's see how this particular module is going to be implemented. So once you've written this particular module, that means a module will contain different functions like what you can see over here, but this module itself will not execute because you're not going to call these functions inside the module. I repeat, in the module you're going to declare the functions. You're not going to give a call, or you are not going to invoke the functions. The invocation has to be done from another Python file. So that means a module is just a container that is going to have different function declaration with definition, but there would be no invocation, and the invocation has to be done by a separate file. So look over here, I have a file called main1.py. I have got two files over here. One is called main1.file and the one is main2.py. Why? Because there are two different ways by which you can invoke a module. For that reason I've created these two separate files. So the first approach of the invocation would be to use a word called import keyword. So you would use the word import, and along with that you are going to use the word of the file name of the module which you have given. So hence this particular file, right now my module and the invocation file both are in the same location. Otherwise you have to define the location also where your module actually exists. Then only it will be able to track that particular file. But since I have kept both in the same location, so that's the reason I don't have to mention the path as such. I will just give a call to my module name. So here is my module name which I have given a call. And now what I'm doing, I'm defining a main function as usual, and then with the help of underscore underscore name underscore underscore I will give a call to the main function. So look over here how is the call takes place. So when I will go for execution of this particular program, let's click on the run button. As I do so, and here, let me clear the terminal and let's come up with a fresh invocation. And here you see it is giving a call, or it is printing this particular statement called enter the first number. So how exactly it is working? So when you are giving a call, when you are running this particular program, it is giving a call to the main function. The control comes over here, and on reaching over here it is encountering this particular line that is called my module. So the my module is right over here. So my module followed by a dot operator or a period. You're giving a call to this particular function called get user input, and here is the function. So that means that this function will directly take me right over here, and this function takes no argument as such, so it comes over here. And now here I've gone for a tie catch block in case if the user input is not the correct format. That's the reason I've taken care of this one. So it's a very good practice of doing so. So here I'm supposed to take input from the user, and that input would be a float number, and that input will get stored inside the num1. Similarly, okay, let's go and try out this one. Suppose I'm going for a number like 2.123. This is the number I'm giving as input, and I hit enter, and doing so the first input gets stored in num1 successfully, and now it comes to the num2 and it's expecting a second number. So let me go with 3.234, and if I hit the enter, what would happen in that case? The input which I have given, that will also get saved in the num2. Now see one thing, num1 and num2, these two variables are local to this particular function. So how do I get access of that? And that's the reason why I'm returning these two variables. And the beauty of Python is you can return as many number of variable you want. not like other C program or other C programming or like C++ where it will return only one data at a time. Yeah, you can define multiple data, but that would require a form of a structure, or you might have to go for an array. But over here you don't have that kind of issue. You directly return the variables and as many you want. So num1 and num2, these two variables are going to be returned by this particular function. So I need someone to receive that input, and here it goes. So the first value will come to num1, the second value will come to num2. I have just kept both the names same. There is no such compulsion. It's up to you to decide what should be the name. And that's how this particular function gets called, and the return value comes right over here. Now after this, what I'm going to do is that again I'm going to give a call to my module, followed by a dot operator or a period, and I'm invoking the second function that is called perform task, which is right over here. So here I'm now giving a call to my function. Along with that, I'm passing the parameter which I have received in the previous statement. So num1 comes right over here, and num2 comes right over here. And then just as a very good practice, you need to go for a decision making statement where you're just checking out whether there is any input actually present or not. This is a nice way of validating yourself. That is, if there is no input, in that case it would be none, and we are giving a call to the logical operator, that is OR. That also I'm checking if num2 is none. So either one, if it goes none, then this particular statement will be printed and the program will terminate because of the return keyword. But in case if you are given a valid input, then this particular decision making statement will turn out to be false. Hence this particular statement will not get executed. Rather, the control will come right over here, and then it will simply perform the addition, and the resultant will be stored right over here. Now since we're working on the fraction part or the float part, by default Python will show you around 17 decimal places. It's a pretty big number, but that's what I don't want, and for that reason I've given a call to the round function, and where I'm specifying how many decimal places you want. Well, although I know I have taken the input and that input contains of 3 decimal places, but since I have gone for 2, so the resultant output would be 2 decimal places. Let's check out now. I hit the enter over here, and as I do that, the output is in front of you. So this is the input which I have taken as a first number. This is the second input which I have taken as a second number, and here goes the output. As I said, I have gone for the decimal place 2 over here. That mentioned that is like a number of digits do you want after the fraction part. That's the reason you are seeing only 2 decimal places. So it depends upon you how many decimal places do you want. So that's how you saw that this particular module gets executed, and the approach which I have taken is to give a call to the input keyword. But this is not the only way. There is another approach which you can make use of it, and here you're introducing the from keyword. The reason is you don't want to give a call to this particular module name every time. It doesn't look good, isn't it? So how can I reduce this statement? How can I remove this call every time? And that brings us from the from keyword. So here you are writing that from, and then you give the module name, and here you are specifying which are the methods that you are going to give a call. I mean, which are the functions you are going to give a call. Well, I should not use the word method over here because there is no class right now involved. When I will make use of class, then the term method will be more fruitful. So here I have specified individually that I need to give a call to this particular function. Same, I need to call this particular function as well. So that means both the functions are mentioned over here. So this is a very smart way of doing it. And the rest of the part is all same. Here we are giving a call to the main function. The control will come right over here, and look the difference. You are not writing the module name followed by the period. That is not required. So this redundant term invocation is actually not required. Rather, you can simply call the function name directly, and that would work perfectly well. So same concept here. You are giving a call to the function, and that's how the thing is working. So let me clear the terminal once, and let me call this particular module right from this particular function. So as I click on that, and here it goes, and the same thing that comes up. So this time I'm just going with a number like 2.34, and since I know there would be a precision of only 2, so I'm just settling with the 2 decimal places. I like 4.56, and I hit the enter, and here the result comes, and that's all it's working. Okay, so that's the beauty of this particular module, and we saw that how the module can be invoked by Python in 2 different approaches. I believe if you write your program in this particular structure, this is a perfect way of working, because as you know that I'm working on the Python Django, and Django actually makes use of modular approach. Hence you must be acquainted with the from keyword as well as with the import keyword. So in my next video, what I will be doing is that I will be creating a module once again, but that time I will make use of the class, and that's how the oops part of Python will come in picture. Okay, so I believe this video will be handy for you. So that's all from this video. See you soon. Bye bye. Take care.